Are there people in this state that ain't Christians?
Absolutely.
Right? And wouldn't it be prudent on the government to law make not based solely on religion, given the constitution of this country that we live in? Right?
I disagree. I think that
Okay.
there is a separation of church and state. Church doesn't have jurisdiction over the state, but I believe that government is subject to the authority of Jesus Christ, who is the King of Kings over every state.
Okay, and the authority of Jesus Christ, in the Bible, there is a chapter, a book called John, right? There is a chapter called 13, and there is a verses 34 through 35, right? I'm sure you're probably familiar with that. Love one another as I have loved you, right? Do you think that that is what goes on in the state of South Carolina? This Christian state, do you think that all the Christians are loving other people, including those who are different?
I think love begins at conception. We should be loving our neighbor from the moment that they exist, which is the moment of conception.
All right, then why is it that in the concept of liberal and conservative politics, does that include loving trans people?
We should love people who have gender dysphoria and have issues and mental health issues. Absolutely, we should love all people.
That sounds very judgmental from a Christian, in my opinion. So I'm going to ask that one more time. Should we love trans people?
We should love all people.
Okay, and that includes, for example, homosexuals and straight people,
All people.
right? Black people, white people, all people, young people, old people, right?
Absolutely.
Does that include people who are not United States citizens? Should we love them too as Christians?
Absolutely.
We should, right?
Yes.
Should we treat them like trash? Does God draw a distinction between whether you're Mexican or you're American?
Well, again, I think sometimes we can say what is love, and we have to define love appropriately. And love doesn't mean that there is no laws. In fact, the reason we have laws is because we do love people. And so we have laws that restrain people from harming other people. And we have laws that provide order because we love people.
I get that, and I appreciate that, but my question was a little bit more Christian-based. Does God, Jesus Christ, since you started with, you could have come as an attorney who happens to be a Christian. You took that podium as a Christian who happens to be an attorney, so I think this is appropriate. So, does God draw a distinction between if you are Venezuelan, Colombian, if you are Mexican, if you are Iraqi, if you are American, Canadian, or from Greenland or Denmark? Is there a distinction in
We're
God's
all
eyes?
equally valuable in the sight of God, all priceless because we're made in His image from the moment of conception. We should love all human beings. But that said, God is the God of every tribe and tongue and nation. And so nations can have borders, absolutely. That's something that God affirms.
And I get that, but there's a whole lot of but in the love, ain't it? I love everybody. I practice Christianity. I love everybody, including, let me ask you this. Should you love people that do bad things?
Yes.
You should, right?
We love even our enemies. That's what Christ says.
Okay, love even your enemies, all right? And then we put a bullet in their heart, in the death chamber, right?
Right.
What's that, tough love?
Well, God says, whoever sheds man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God is he made man. That's how valuable God treats life, and that's how valuable we should treat life, and it's a deterrent. It's a deterrent against others taking those innocent lives. And so absolutely, I affirm what God affirms, which is that there should be justice, and that is a way to deter and to love all of our neighbors, to restrain people from murdering them.
So, and this is the issue I have, again, when this place, this hallowed ground of state government, right, and we lead the discussions with religious or spiritual beliefs, right, because there always seems to be some exception. Like everything I heard you say, and I get it, right, I'm a lawmaker. But everything that you just said seemed to be an end around some exception for either loving somebody, some exception for supporting whether or not that life is valuable or forfeit, right? Help me understand all the exceptions to whether or not life is valuable or not valuable, or whether or not it can be taken or not taken. You know, we want to save the kid, but let's make it so that the poor women who rely on this medication that stops them from bleeding out after giving birth, let's make it harder for them to get. Help me understand all this, man.
You know, I think
from the Christian perspective.
Yeah, I think abortion is one of the most hateful things that we could do as human beings. To hate another human being so much that we want to murder them. An innocent child who's done nothing wrong. And I think that's the most hateful thing that we can do. And I think when our laws allow that, then our laws are acting with hate. And those laws need to be changed so that they love those children from the moment of fertilization.
So do you then, and
Remember, I interrupt you, Pearson.